This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Well, they were going nuts last night. Hagen Smith, early in the ballgame, Scott, passed you in the record book for all-time career strikeouts. How'd that feel watching that moment for you?
Wasn't a lot of surprise there. I thought it would have happened earlier. It's what it is. I'm glad my name is even mentioned in the same sentence as Hagen Smith. Well, just because he passed me, my name is still there. So that was pretty quite an honor.
Hey, he goes from fourth to fifth.
Yeah.
That's still awfully good. I mean,
well, in Ty's book, you now suck. So
yeah. Hey, I'm on Ty's clock now, so I guess I'm gone.
That's exactly right. Tell him you love him. Tell him you love him.
Tell me you love me, Ty. I love you, Ty.
Would it be annoying to be a pitcher in today's college baseball? I mean, I know Mac had that pitch clock issue last night, which they cleaned up luckily. But would you get frustrated with the way the game is today, and especially as a pitcher standpoint?
No, not really. It's not much different, Ty. A lot of pitchers never even notice it, but it teaches. It's what it does is it culls out the guys that get out there and fiddle fart around, and they pick up the bag and they take their glove out, they fix their hat, and they do this. They turn around, they take their hat off, and they fix their hair again, and then they do everything. And it takes them 10 minutes to throw a pitch. And so it's culled all that out, which has sped the game up tremendously. That and the batters, taking their gloves off 3 times between every pitch. So that's all the difference it is.
Tommy started you off with that Hagen. He gives up those back-to-back home runs against 2 of the better hitters, not just in the SEC, but, I mean, Tommy White's one of the best hitters in baseball. How do you think he was able to respond for really the first back-to-back he's given? He couldn't even remember last night, Scott, the last time he gave up back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, as a pitcher, every time you remember the sound of a home run more than anything in the world. And I'll just be honest, I wasn't very good after I gave up a home run. It took me a couple of batters to kind of get back in the swing. You're so used to seeing a pitch that you're throwing going by and either not swinging or not hitting it very hard. And then all of a sudden you've got that sound that just resonates in your brain, and it makes a different sound when it leaves the bat. You just kind of look down at the ground and look and see exactly where it's going to end up. But, it just shows his mental toughness, and it shows, I think, the toughness of this team and their mentality, and nobody gets down. And I played on some teams like that. The 79 team was like that. It didn't really matter what happened. Nobody got down. It was like, all right, here we go. Well, we got 2 innings to score 6 runs. Not a problem. Let's score 3 this one, 4 the next one, win the game, go home. And it was never a doubt. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And they're seeing one of the things that I love to watch about this team is the whole bench. When you play on a team where everybody's engaged, it just makes it more fun. You see the guys on the side, they're watching the game, they're talking about the game, and they're laughing, and somebody will say something funny because they're kids. And then they're having a good time. They're playing great baseball.
Yeah. Scott Tabor with us here on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, recapping last night's Arkansas win over LSU. 2 games ahead, and does it feel to you like with the change from Johnson and the LSU pitching rotation, is he pitching off, or what was your analysis on that when that announcement came out that we weren't going to go ace for ace last night?
Well, somebody called me about that because, and this is kind of a funny story. When I played, Texas had Roger Clements my senior year, and so I'd given up 1 run in 2 years against Texas, and they needed to win 2 out of 3 in our place, and they put their number 3 pitcher on Friday night and threw Clements on Saturday. Back then, you played a Friday 9 and then a 7 and a 9 on Saturday, and so my only claim to fame is, Clements dodged me. And the thing, I wasn't the better pitcher. I was just better against his team, and he didn't want to give up. He didn't want it to be a 1-run game, and it's a shutout, and all of a sudden one of our guys hits one out of the park, because that can happen to anybody. And so he was doing a little strategy. I think it was part of that. What a compliment to the University of Arkansas that LSU they want to try to get 2 out of 3, any way they can, and that just shows where the program is at this time.
Yeah, Arkansas 6-1 now in the SEC. LSU finds themselves at 2-5 in league play. Chuck's pointed this out a few times this week. LSU's very talented. They're very dangerous when they're getting backed in the corner. And Scott, it feels like for LSU, these next 2 games, winning one or both of them is very important to not paint their way into a corner early in the league race.
Right. Well, you guys kind of hit on it earlier. Not the best. The best team during the season isn't always the best team who's the last guy standing at the end of the year. baseball is one of those games. Every game is different because you don't have the same people on the field. A football team has the same guys on the field, so if they're strong, they're going to be strong every game because when you're changing pitchers, constantly changing pitchers, then the game changes. And so you never know how they'll end up, and they got some great players. I mean, everybody they ran out there last night has talent, and they can hit. But Arkansas is the same way. Right now, we're doing it better than anybody. And so, you want to get as many points in the W side earlier in the season because they all count as 1 point in the year. That's your record, and that's what everything stands on. So gathering W's early in the season is just as important as gathering later.
Scott, Dave Van Horn let slip at a Swatters Club, and I don't know if let slip the right there. He kind of alluded to the fact that it sounds like Tennessee and Texas are coming in here next year. We've seen this rivalry grow and blossom between Arkansas and LSU in baseball lately.
Right.
Will Texas still surpass that? Is that still the top dog, even in baseball, that Arkansas fans and players and coaches want to beat?
I think what you're going to find is older guys like me who grew up in the Southwest Conference, and you saw it year after year after year. I mean, it's Texas, 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 because they were the big boys on the block. Texas, USC, Arizona State, some of the Florida State. They were the premier programs across the country every year because they were warm weather states. Facilities have helped even out the playing field a little bit, travel ball and all those other things that have gone on. I think you'll see it come back because there'll be a lot of fans kind of come back and start watching Arkansas sports more just because we're playing Texas in football, playing Texas in basketball. And you want to see us kill Texas. And right now I want to see us kill Texas, and I want to see us kill LSU, and I want to see us kill Missouri twice. But, it's I think it'll bring some more fans back. And some older people will come back and start watching.
Yeah. A little change in the rotation for this weekend. Brady Tigers had a few control issues. Let's get you out here on this one. Anything you're seeing from a mechanic standpoint, anything you're seeing in Brady's game that you hope to see a little bit different this week to have maybe a little better control off the mound?
When I watch Brady throw, he has such dynamic stuff. And when he's staying tight, and everybody's got different definitions of what it is, and I call when a pitcher starts getting loose. And when he starts getting loose, to me, he throws his front shoulder is his key, his front shoulder and his front hip. He'll start opening up and kind of slinging it, and it just irritates me to death. It just hurts my soul to watch a pitcher, after he throws the ball, have his back facing the batter, because you save 3, 4, 5 hits a game if they're making contact. A ball's right back up the middle. You feel the ball, throw it to first. Easy out. That's what you work for. And they don't teach that anymore. And so, and he will, when he gets loose, he's almost spinning around backwards, and you see him dodge some line drives back up the middle. He's ducking. He's not trying to field them because he can't. But when he gets loose, he starts pulling it glove side, so it's low and outside. If he really tries to throw it harder, he leaves it up in the end to hit her. I mean, that's because the front of his body's out of position, and that's really all it is, I think, more than anything else. And once he gets that confidence back, I think he'll be fine.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.